It is 2:50. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk on this Wednesday, midweek already, the 23rd of March. Austin Reed coming to you from our Tower District Studios inside the Mike Briggs building. And there's Tower Theater right there. Hope you're having a... No, wait, no. I'm going to get this. Yeah, there it is. Is that right? I think I got it, yeah. How you doing, everybody? I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed On Air. Hey, my next guest standing by in our studio today. Give it up for Dennis, Senior Educator.
Yes, sir. That's
How you
correct.
doing?
I can't complain.
All right. It's kind of warm today.
Well, but if you're used to Fresno.
Yeah, this is cold.
Yeah.
So-
I lived in Arizona.
Oh, yeah?
So I first went there, it was 115 degrees. I was driving an old 38 Buick. The radiator boiled over, I had to wait an hour for it, and then, so the cab itself was like 150. So Californians, at least here, you know, we know what it is in other places, but the worst part is if you live in places with humidity, like in Florida. I did some training back there for 3 weeks, and back in, it was May or June. So you walk a block, and then a T-shirt just stuck right to you. So that's something that we don't know too much about here in Central California.
Yeah,
or in
it's
California.
not that bad for sure.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
So Dennis, tell me a little bit. Senior Educator. What does that mean?
And what it basically means is I work with seniors. I always say I'm a senior myself, so my catchphrase, I'm a senior helping other seniors age in place with dignity and grace. So what it is I'm helping seniors doing reverse mortgages, having them look if it makes sense, if there's a benefit for them, and as we mature, a lot of things come up in life. You know, retire, or my mom had cancer survivors, I lost a brother, lost my parents. So my age, we can relate to a lot of seniors. And so what it is just demystify a lot of this crazy stuff as it relates to this mortgage as misunderstood, misrepresented, a lot of misinformation provided by the media, whether it's print, radio, or TV, or people that write columns that are well known. So it's just to get them back up to date. This is the current information.
So tell me, with your experience working with these seniors, how important is it that they have a voice in you?
Oh, it's really important because there are 78 million of us, or roughly 10,000 a day to now turn 67. Vast majority of people own their home, but as we mature, we're coming up with inflation. All of a sudden, pensions and Social Security is not matching what we need, and the sleeping elephant is health care. So how are we going to pay for health care? And part of it, when we talk to seniors, there's a misunderstanding that Medicare is going to pay for all, and the government. That's wrong. Right. So when you're paying initially maybe like $30 an hour, 4 hours a week for someone come in to clean, do some other things that you might want, but that turns into a couple thousand a month, 3,000 or 4,000. So how can seniors handle for that expense? As many times the kids are busy, they're working, they can't handle it. And then the other thing too, seniors have not saved. We've not saved. And a lot of them, a $400 expense would not be able to pay for just a $400 expense. So what this gives them, I like peace of mind is right for them. We can provide them with like an emergency fund to use when and if needed. And many times, us seniors, I think, I was reading the other day, still a vast majority of seniors still have a mortgage. So we have to do one of the conditions is pay off that mortgage. So in a webinar earlier this morning, a financial planner was talking about one of his clients. She was paying $1,300 a month on her mortgage. So we no longer, or you as the client, don't have to pay that $1,300 a month. What does that do for you? What does it mean to you? So then we go back, does it help some food, a little bit better lifestyle, the lifestyle that you like to, or just quality of life. So that's what we go back to. And unfortunately, too, is we want to wait, particularly here in the Valley. I want to wait. That's the worst thing you can do, particularly if there's a lot of equity in your home. The studies, both with educators, PhDs, and people in the business show to do something at 62 is much better than wait to 92. The reason for that, you have that equity that you have, and one of the options that 95% of people take is a line of credit. So a line of credit grows tax-free, and then in some cases, if it's not used, the one example, people had almost $1 million after 30 years in that line of credit. The beauty of it is it's there, cannot be touched, cannot be frozen. It's not like a home equity line of credit a lot of us might be aware of. So back in 2008, Mike Briggs and I were talking about then, is that the mortgage is totally crazy. So let's say you qualified for a $100,000 line of credit with a bank. Let's say you only use $10,000. So Citi, Wells Fargo, Bank of America says, sorry, you're only stuck at $10,000. You can't borrow anymore. So it was frozen. The other thing too, though, with the home equity line of credit, if you don't pay it, you could lose and be foreclosed on that loan. The beauty of the reverse mortgage or the home equity conversion mortgage, again, I'm a consultant, I sit down, but I like to have the kids or a financial planner, priest, rabbi, nosy neighbor, someone else like that sit down, because I want them, I always ask, what kind of questions do you have? So I want to answer those questions, because I don't even go in, it's not even sales, I want them to be on board as far as the benefits of it is. What have they heard? I'm going to just spill all of that, and then just here's a program. It's just, again, a consultative nature. So I want to be sure it's right for them. In some instances, I won't let them do it because maybe they're going to sell in a couple of years. We'll do it when it's a final resting spot. Or if they're spendthrifts, I'll be very careful, because if we give them money, the whole idea is to help them and prolong savings and so on. So if they get all that money, what are they going to do with it? How is it going to be spent? So on and so forth. So I just want to be sure it's right for them.
Tell me a little bit, right now, we're in spring 2022.
Right.
We know the housing market is crazy right now.
Sure.
Is it still okay is it still safe to do a reverse mortgage right
now?
Well,
absolutely. One of the things that I like about the product, and one of the reasons why I started doing it a little over 9 years ago, it's safe, it's secure, it's FHA backed by the federal government. So there are a number of hoops also for the seniors protection I like, because when we sit down and chat, we say, what do you think? Think about it. The next step is counseling. So counseling is with a third-party, non-related company to the servicer lenders that we work with. So that means is they're going to ask you, why do you want to do it? What are your options if you looked at it? If you get sick, what happens? Are you going to move and sell before long? So they just want to be sure that potential client for the reverse mortgage, they're clear of mind. They understand how it is. Someone is not taking advantage of them, like their long-lost niece that has this $50,000 deal, a get-rich type of scheme. So they just want to be sure not taking advantage. The beauty of that is the person that is a referral partner, a financial planner or a trust attorney or realtor, that's all documented. It's recorded, so a permanent record is there. So if someone says, hey, Dennis, you guys took advantage of my mom and dad. Well, unfortunately today, my dad had Alzheimer's, dementia, our memory sort of fades after a while. So we want to show at the time they were clear of mind, their arm wasn't being twisted, stuff like that. So it's great for financial planners, because the biggest thing they have is the fear that they can come back after them or someone else. So it's there. I like that. There are there are restrictions now. In the past, 5 or 6 years ago, you could get all your money at once. So when I saw that, people would get it, and all of a sudden they were broke. As a key caveat is, yes, there's no mortgage payment. Ever, you can if you want, but you still are responsible for your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, upkeep, and stuff like that. So like just like a normal mortgage, if that's not done, you can lose your home. So we make them very well of that.
Yeah, I mean, my parents did a reverse mortgage a few years ago, and they loved it. I mean, they were like,
Right.
this saved them in so many ways. We've got about 30 seconds left.
Sure.
Best way to reach out, would it be phone and schedule an appointment?
Okay, my cell phone is 559-917-4955, or my email is senioreducator@gmail.com.
That's easy.
So very simple, very easy. You know, I'm not a high pressure type of guy.
You're just there to. Here's
I
the,
just
here's
want to
the
be sure
story.
it's right
Yeah.
for them.
Right.
And they have the facts.
Right.
It's the best thing. I want them to make an informed decision on today's information, not old information 5, 10, 20 years ago.
Exactly.
So that way they're current. They don't want to do it, that's okay.
Right.
Doesn't matter. But now they know how it can benefit if it's right.
Exactly. Dennis, good to meet you. Thanks
Okay,
for coming
same
on.
here. Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Okay.
All right. I'm Austin Reed. Central Valley Talk will continue in the 3 o'clock hour, so stay with us.